You know, again, you look for the phrase that gives you a reason to write a song, and I was telling Jamie a story about some event that I'd been to, and it was just a story about some Nashville back in the '60s, and some pictures of black and white, in black and white, and who the people were, and I'm talking, and he's kind of zoned out as I'm telling him whatever this story was, and he just kind of looks back at, and we weren't writing, we were just kind of standing out on the street talking, and he said, "There's your idea. If you think that's something, you should have seen it in color." And you're like, "Oh my word!" Those ideas are hard to come by. At that point, you just don't mess it up. Just write it correctly. And took a little while to get back together, but we did. And then you look at that idea and you say, "What does that mean?" And so we start talking about, me and him and James Otto, we start talking about our own grandparents, and our grandfathers were in the war, and we took it from there. In a lot of ways, it's a song about our grandfathers.
Do you mind performing that?
All right. Okay. I said, "Grandpa, what's this picture here? It's all black and white. It ain't real clear. Is that you there?" I said, "Yeah, I was 11. Times were tough back in '35. That's me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm and a Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color." And this one here was taken overseas in the middle of hell in 1943 in the wintertime. You could almost see my breath. That was my tail gunner, old Johnny McGee. He was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right through the day we left. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color. This one is my favorite one. That's me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up the day we said our vows. You can't tell it here, but it was hot that June. Roses red and her eyes were blue, and just look at that smile. I was so proud. That's the story of my life, right there in black and white. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color. Picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color. You said a picture's worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. You should have seen it in color.